Mission Valley Bank was founded as a result of a little community business bank in the San Fernando Valley that had been around for 20 years and was acquired. And the community was reaching out, wanting to have a small bank back again. And so I was listening to what they were telling me they wanted, and so I wrote the business plan and submitted it to the banking regulators for approval, and that was quite an extensive process. We passed, fortunately, and so we went out to those local business people who had been asking for a small bank and said, we need you now to write a check and put capital into this, and when we raise enough money to get the doors open, we will be your bank. We filed the application in 2000, towards the end of that year, and we got approval in late June of 2001, so we opened our doors July of 2001.
When people learn about how Mission Valley Bank started, they relate our story to theirs, and we relate their story to ours. We have a humble beginning, and it's very powerful and very strong, and the foundation and the pillar of this organization is character, and that's what we want, to have the level of integrity, commitment, and respect to themselves and to the community we serve.
We actually started out in an airport hangar on the grounds of Burbank Airport. An airport hangar is built for jets to be serviced, so it's mostly for engineers and people that do work on the engines and such. Those big hangar doors shut at 5 o'clock. It is pitch black in there.
I still can hear the gate rolling. You have to buzz yourself in and then you'd come in through the gate. We were in a small room that was all cramped, and we were creating something and running it and then moving it forward as we thought about where we were going as an institution. That kind of cramped space creates tension, but it also creates excitement and energy. And you're understanding the place in the community that you stand, and that drove us to success, I think.
That's where we started. And so then my board member found a piece of property, a dirt lot, and he asked me what I thought of that location. And I said, I think it's a great location. And he said, that's awesome because I just bought it and I'm gonna build the bank there. We put a triple wide trailer on the back of that property, and that's where we opened the bank for business.
Going through that experience of saying, I invested in a place that you could hook up to a truck and drive away. I mean, that is one of the biggest challenges in those initial years.
It was an interesting transition from hangar to trailer. At the same time, you're building something. We were with one of our board members who was building a building that we were gonna own and house and was gonna become effectively the logo of the bank. And from that perspective, we knew the dream, we knew where we were going, and the trailer was sort of that stop along the way.
It was during that time frame that some of my former employees, the teller line, the new accounts, a relationship manager, they were still working at the bank that had acquired us. And they were starting to hear that there's people talking in the community, little banks coming back. So they were literally coming up the street to the trailer, and they were handing us their resume and saying, when you are ready, I'm gonna give notice and I'm gonna come if you want me. And so all 11 of us were all former employees of that bank, and that's who opened the doors on this one. For the customers, it was like the old bank had come back home with just a new name.
My first impression of the bank was meeting the CEO, Tamara Gurney. I noticed how welcoming and friendly she was. What I admired is the fact that she would walk into the branch and acknowledge every single employee, including the security guard. I feel valued and supported within a positive working environment. I feel there's opportunity for growth and there's a sense of belonging. I feel that Mission Valley Bank's values align with mine. Therefore, I am proud to say that I've been working for Mission Valley Bank for 20 years and counting.
We have a lot of our employees who are very invested in the bank in a variety of ways. And I think having this as a place that you not only work, but you believe in and invest in makes a difference.
I do believe the key to Mission Valley Bank's success is the employees, the people that enjoy coming every day to be part of this amazing group of people that enjoy seeing success in our clients. We know our clients by name and we are directly connected with our clients. We tailor to our client needs, so if there's something special they need, we try our best to find what fits their needs.
Through the Great Recession, we had one large business, I know him today, is very successful, He was about to go out of business, and we carried that. And we're told by many banking friends, you're really taking a huge risk. And I said, this is the right thing to do. You can give me all the reasons from a credit perspective and a business perspective why I shouldn't, but the last most important thing to me in the 5 C's of credit is character. And I believe in this person and I believe in their business, and we're gonna stay here. When his business started to improve, we were constrained. We weren't allowed to upgrade him, which meant we couldn't give him more money or restructure things. And so he was lured away by another bank. When I look back and I realize this is how it works. This is what it's supposed to be. This gentleman who I know today and has thanked me every time I see him that I wouldn't be here today if you hadn't stood by me then. And I said, well, that's why this bank does what we do and why we're who we are. We're different. It's not a transaction that, oh, I can't do that, I'll get in trouble. How do we do it? And okay, I'm willing to take a little criticism. They're not gonna put me out of business and they're not gonna kill me. Go ahead and make a mistake. And we did, and we learned from it, and we saved businesses. And I think those are the things that I think back on, and I would not do it any differently. It's just continued to build the building blocks of who we are and why we're different.
I belong to a lot of the nonprofits in Santa Clarita, and this particular one is very small, and they deal with domestic violence. And they call me, and I go, where, you already missed the wire cutoff, how can I help you? And it was for only less than $1,000. And I'm like, okay, what can you tell me what it's for? We're trying to move this woman with her family to keep her safe. I called the back office. I said, I need a favor. What times are cut off? I need to get this wire, needs to get through. The wire got there. This woman and her children were safe now in a hotel. And that just kind of shows you teamwork and helping out a client, help out another client.
The work with the different community groups has really helped me feel that this is home. We're all saying that we get involved in communities to make a difference, but the bank is making a real difference in our community.
We always felt very strongly about working hard and playing hard. So we got on this charter house fish philosophy that's up in Seattle Fish Market. And we give fish cards to recognize people's behavior, making my day, having a great attitude. So one night at the end of the day when the doors were closed, we handed out 30-gallon trash bags to everybody. And we had real, dead, live, but now dead fish. And we got across the lobby and we decided we were, just like the Seattle Fish Market where this comes from, we were gonna toss fish at each other and see who could catch it.
You see people throwing fish at each other and I'm like, huh, I don't know about that. And you just see people laughing and having fun at it.
I'll never forget that one of the more energetic employees threw it and it hit the ceiling before it came down and was caught. For several years, the fish imprint was on the ceiling. We finally painted it after a while, but we used to go chuckle about that.
Everything in other institutions is so fast-paced. It's so work, no play. Where here, they encourage the play. They encourage the fun. Like, enjoy yourself. Let's do our job, but let's have fun doing it at the same time. So coming to work doesn't seem like a task. Our culture here is really good. We encourage you to be yourself and to have fun doing it.
The fun is a big thing. You don't see that a lot, but we have the quarterly events where we have opening day with the Dodgers. People are gonna be coming in the office, there's gonna be hot dogs and nachos. So there's always something fun going on that's just not work related, but keeping things fun I think is important.
The culture here is fun, it's exciting. This is one bank that you always want to wake up in the morning and show up to work. Everyone is very happy. Everybody is willing to help and step up when needed.
It's a good culture. I don't know exactly how to put it. They're living it. And for anything to be successful, the people involved have to live it.
We pretty much run it like we own it. We are like a family here at Mission Valley Bank. We always engage with each other and we're always involved with our coworkers, and we don't wear one hat, we wear many hats. So we're always there to help other departments, and We're always available to assist others.
If you're at a large institution, you may be just responsible for just one line item for the entire part of your career. But when you're at Mission Valley Bank, you're gonna have exposure to all different sectors. You're gonna have the opportunity to be able to cross-train in different departments, so that way they can see where their interests lie the most in, and then see if they want to pursue that as far as their long-term career.
We can't tell our clients that we care about them if we don't care about each other. And if we don't treat each other the way we want our clients to feel, they aren't going to believe it either. So I can say it all day, but unless I'm doing it, you aren't going to believe it. They are not only living the culture, but they're teaching the culture. And I think that's really important.
Mission Valley Bank's culture is special. It's unique. I've worked for several banks, but none are as special as this place. The employees are really what drives the culture. We all have the same goal, and we want to succeed.
I am proud because when I started, I've never been in an environment that it was ran by women. So I'm proud to see a group of strong women come together and build something so amazing. And it gives me, that same kind of power to when people come aboard, you train with those same characteristics.
Our chairman of the board, who passed away on April 1st, of strange day, it wasn't funny. Earl jumped in right away with such enthusiasm. All 11 of us who opened the doors when he did with us were kids to him, and he knew them all, and he invested heavily, and he did so throughout the entire 25 years.
Well, Earl was a good friend, and he was a man of great principles, integrity that he brought to the role, and he just was out that the bank would grow, help people, and that for the employees at the bank too, he wanted it to be successful for them. He wasn't driven by the return on his money, but the overall return that the bank should prosper and grow.
When I went to his funeral, the rabbi was speaking, and she pointed out that people from Mission Valley Bank were in the audience. And she said it was his wish that he be buried in his jeans and his Mission Valley Bank t-shirt. And he was. So that was pretty special.
I think all staff need to know that we're only going to be always as good as the people that we employ. The people that make a difference are really the people that meet with our customers, that do their job so well, that makes the customer's life easy. You have to ask, why come to Mission Valley Bank? And it's the people that make the difference. The people that you meet at the counter, the people that helps you with your loan applications, or any of the others that might seem basic to somebody. That's where you're making a difference, and that's why people will stay with Mission Valley Bank.
Enjoy what you do. Take it seriously. You are going to face some challenges, and there's going to be some things that you don't understand. But through it all, remember the mission that you have in delivering service to customers, and it'll be truly rewarding.
It's a phenomenal organization. It's a really positive environment, very supportive, and it comes from the leadership and the executives all the way down. Our founder, CEO, and president of the bank, she's very accessible and humble, and that culture permeates internally, and we are here to support each other.